Before we could discuss the social justice issues that are seen regarding legalizing marijuana, I'd like to talk about the history of this drug. Cannabis was used for medical purposes since the 1830s. However, within the next 10 years, people who were becoming uneducated regarding its use and focused on who was using the drug at the time. Mexican immigrants during the Mexican Revolution are said to be the reasoning so many Americans wanted to ban this drug. As time passed, Americans seemed to support marijuana less and less throughout the years. In 1936, Eric Schlossler released his infamous movie Reefer Madness. In this movie, it could be seen how marijuana can take effect on people, or how he thought marijuana would affect people. No evidence supported Eric Schlossler's theory that marijuana was a drug that made people go mad. Nonetheless, a year after the film was released, Congress passed the Marijuana Tax Act, which criminalized the possession and use of marijuana throughout the U.S. Up until the 1960s, punishments were increasing regarding marijuana. That was until the law started to affect those white, upper middle class college students. Since then, laws have become reformed to help those who, well, can find help. Cannabis has been seen to be used for medical benefits for thousands of years. However, because the United States illegalized marijuana federally, many doctors, hospitals, and scientists are restricted from using it as a treatment as well as studying the drug. Some medical benefits that marijuana can help with are chronic pain, asthma, Alzheimer's disease, PTSD, and even cancer. While marijuana can help with all these illnesses, the federal government fails to make a change to help our people. Millions of lives are affected by these illnesses each and every day. 30 to 70% of suicide victims suffer from bipolar disorder or depression. These disorders have also been proven to decrease with the help of cannabis. Aside from its medical use, it is also affecting the minorities in the United States more than anyone else. Marijuana arrests account for over half of all drug arrests in the United States. In 2016, there were over 2 million incarcerated people in federal, state, and local prisons. In studies, it is shown that blacks and Latino make up 80% of these arrests alone. Even if it's known, other races use and sell these drugs at about the same rate. I wanted to know how someone who has been affected by these laws regarding marijuana feel towards these things. So Ty, where were you born and raised?
Born in Columbia, South Carolina, specifically Fort Jackson, kind of an army baby. I was raised in Georgia, right here in Gwinnett.
How do you feel towards, some laws that Georgia has regarding drugs, especially marijuana?
I see why they have some of the laws in place, but personally, I think they're kind of I don't know what the word. I don't want to say stupid, but they're stupid. It's crazy how you can have a drug legalized in a different state, in multiple states, for medicinal use. Sometimes recreational. Some states do recreational use on marijuana, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of unfair for the other states, just because I'm pretty sure everyone smokes a little weed, and it can just something like that can get them in trouble, like years and years and years of prison. And no one wants to do that.
So now that we know how you feel on the laws of marijuana in Georgia, how have they affected you?
They've affected me pretty negatively just because marijuana is illegal in Georgia. Not even for medicinal use or recreational. So I got a traffic ticket for less than an ounce of marijuana. The traffic ticket was no big deal because they've what's the word for it? I don't know. But in the city of Atlanta, it's only a $75 fine for possession of under an ounce. So I guess having possession of it, giving me a traffic ticket was the right thing to do instead of taking me to jail. But the 2 months later in January, I went to go pay for my ticket, and I ended up being arrested because they had a warrant for possession of Schedule 1 drug, and it was kind of marijuana, but it was like a THC extract kind of thing, so it's kind of bigger than just the regular reefer, that you be smoking on, so I had to deal with that. I was in jail for I wasn't even in jail, I was in the holding cell for about a whole day. I went in court about 8 o'clock in the morning, got out later that night at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and being in there, it just changed my view on a lot of things. Like, you don't want something so small to ruin your chances of being free and your chances of doing bigger things than what you're doing right now, because that should be everybody's goal, going big than what you're doing right now.
So to also next question. Yeah. Also, how do you feel this is affecting our oh, my shit crooked as fuck. How do you feel? Damn. How do you think this is affecting our community?
Having 80% of those arrests be minorities, it can affect the community pretty badly, considering the fact that you're taking family members away from families when you're arresting them over something so little as like marijuana. I mean,
thousands of lives have been affected by drug arrest and cripple young lives of those who already have a target on their back. It is crazy to think discrimination towards this drug has not changed since the day it was illegalized. Cannabis is becoming better known nowadays, meaning people are now becoming educated towards this drug, and that's exactly what needs to happen. States are now legalizing medical marijuana along with recreational. The Denver Post from Colorado is the first national journalism to fully write about marijuana. Also, doctors like David Casaret are finally taking a stand for their patients and helping them find ways to introduce medical marijuana treatments to those in need. While the people fight for justice, those who are sick and those of lower power still cannot overcome the federal government. Until the government can treat everyone the same, laws will set our people into groups. For real change to occur, we need to educate our nation about cannabis, better understand how to treat our patients who are in need, and fight for laws that are fair to everyone in the United States.